Morning, everybody. Hey, rideshare reseller Mike, and it's Monday. Whew. A lot of people hate Mondays, and I don't like waking up sometimes, but Mondays are fun for me. It kicks off the week. That's the way I look about it. We're off to go do some books. As you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we try to do books. So we're going to do those. Now, I haven't been doing books as like I've been doing. You see these Gaylords for ever. I've only been doing the Gaylords basically right now for basically 2.5 months, and half of that was well, not half of that, 2 weeks of that was in North Carolina, so I really didn't do it. And I'm just basically trying to get a feel for how I want to do these books in the long run. Not easy, okay, but here's my thinking. Personally, I don't start thrifting till about 11. So I've got this 8 to 11 window. What do I do with it? I can do some shipping. If there's some shipping, I can do some other things. I could sleep in. I could do all that kind of stuff. But I want to fill it up and see if I can make it a profitable part of my day. And that's how I'm looking at this. So we're going to run with it for a while. We're going to keep going and just see how it goes. This is what happens when you get to be pretty good at thrifting, and you're making enough money. You can kind of take, I don't want to say it's a risk, but you can do this and not worry about having to pay the bills, so forth and so on. So that's kind of where you want to get to, is where you can make these decisions and get to the next level. So this is what you're trying to do, is have enough to not worry, and then push you over the top to the next level of your thrifting or whatever you're doing. So that's kind of where I'm thinking at this. My whole goal, or my whole vision, I don't like to really put down goals, so to speak, but so I just keep striving. But this is going to be for about 1.5 years, and then I'm going to probably pare back my thrifting and get my thrifting a lot tighter. And what I mean by that, I'm not going to be, I like to be, really tight with what I'm finding, but sometimes I go outside and make mistakes just like everybody else. So I'm just going to pare it down and then just enjoy things a little bit more. But I'm going to push hard for another 1.5 years or so, and that's about in time with my wife and her retirement. So that's kind of where I'm at in the long term. So we're going to look at the books. Then we're going to do our usual routine, savers, goodwill, and all that, and we'll see what we find. We'll show you some of that. And we'll be back throughout the day. We'll see you in a bit. All right, guys. Hey, we did pretty darn good at savers, I think, today. Take a look. We got a couple of things here. There's the books in the back, basket back there. Start with this big bad boy. It's a Hyperlight. So they're the name, I think, of pretty much these wakeboards. $19.99. Once I clean it up, should be really nice. I'll try and sell it locally for about $125. If not, I'll put it online. I'll have to take apart the boots. They'll come off. The fin will come off, and probably ship it in 2 boxes because this is pretty thin. So that's probably my thinking if I have to do it that way. Back here is a Genesis Pro bow, $6.99 for that guy. Unreal, $6.99. Looks in good shape. I believe anywhere from $75 to $125 is my guess. If any of you guys are bow guys, let me know. I don't know, I don't have any idea on that, but about $75 minimum. Here's a nice little Fisher CD to CD recorder. Paid $12.99. There's a comp up for $139. Let's go to the back. In the back, that's a Longer Burger basket. Oh my goodness, can I get it down? Let me see if I can get it without killing myself. All right, I'll show you a little bit more. There's a Longer Burger tag down there with the ID number of the basket. That's pretty much why I bought it. They are not tremendous sellers. Signed 1993 Longer Burger baskets. Who knows? I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot for that basket. Maybe 35 to 50 max in that for that guy. Right here, here's a little gem. This was a 1999 Cuisinart. And next to it was its other piece. They charge $7.99 separately, so 26 minus the 20%. That's a big Cuisinart. That sells for about $175-ish generally. We'll see, but we'll make money on it. Right down here is a really cool piece. Mickey Mouse. There he is. Yep, Mickey Mouse. And hey, let me give you a tip here. He's in good. Look at Mickey. He looks a little different. You can tell he's a little older. When you're looking for Walt Disney Productions, and that's made in Japan, Productions is older, Company is newer, generally speaking. So Walt Disney Productions. This guy, $75 to $100 for that. I paid $9.99. All right, let's move on. I think that's everything. All right, we'll move on to the next stop. Hey everyone, Rideshare Reseller Mike. We're back. We didn't do great at Goodwill, so we had the Safeway run, and after that, we didn't get a whole lot of hits. We went to about 4 or 5 Goodwills, and we only got a few things, but still, all in all, a great day, because if you saw the first part of the video, you saw some of the other things. I'll give you one recap on one item, which I think is very, very cool. And then we'll talk about a viewer comment, and then we're going to show a few sold items. All right, so let's get organized first, huh? Give me a second here. All right, so first up, guys, picked up one of these. Okay, pretty cool. It's a realistic, so that's Radio Shack. Paid $7.18 for it. Brand new in the box. This will end up about $50 for sure. Very cool. Old vintage radios that are sealed new. That's my bread and butter. I love those. People just don't think they're worth anything. I think they're worth a lot. All right, now, funky item. Funky. I had no idea. It took me a while to figure out what it was. Okay, so there it is. A Nebraska helmet. I paid, I think, $5 for it. And I'm like, what in the world? I mean, and you know what? It took me a second. It's a chip bowl. It's a chip bowl. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like dense. So anyhow, who knows what I'm going to get for it? If not, not a lot. Maybe $19. Let's hope so. Let's hope I get my money back. I just was dense. I thought it was cool. So the University of Nebraska chip bowl. All right, let's mosey on over to this one. Now this one is from Copco. Paid $5.19. And it does not have the proper insert. Let's put it that way. It opens up. It's a fryer. And that's the fryer that was in it. Okay. The other fryer, it hangs on the, I think there's an edge here. It might be on the lid. Yeah, see here the lid's got cutouts for the wires that come around the outside. Still, at $5, it's a good pickup, because I'm going to undercut everybody else who's like at 75, and I'm going to come in at, you know, probably about 59, and it will sell. It might take me a little bit, but it will. That's the other good thing about, once you get really fairly good at picking, you can afford to take these risks and sit on them, and you can let it ride a little while. If you're having to go from paycheck to paycheck, and you need this money, that's a little more difficult, because then you're saying, it might take a little while to sell. You don't want to tie your money up. So I don't mind tying my money up on some of these items. They will eventually sell. I don't want to tie them up for a year or so, but I want to tie them up maybe, you know, a couple months. That's fine. So that's kind of my philosophy on some of this stuff that you see me get. I'm building a big inventory, waiting for that fourth quarter when a lot of things will probably pop open. It's just that way. You got to list. We say it over and over. It is very true. You have to do that, but you got to list quality. You know, quantity will just, you know, it can hurt you. I've got a lot of quantity. I got a lot of quality, but I'm gonna have a big garage sale and get rid of some of that quantity. So keep that in mind. Okay, I don't want to drop these. That's all I need. All right, very cool. Remember, I said I'm not a glass person, but when you see something like this, you go, okay, very interesting, very cool. And what's great, $7.49, I think, right? $7.49 for the pieces, all of them. I think I'm gonna get $59 for this stuff. right here, 59. It's very cool. The pictures are online, but nobody has the pictures on the four mugs or the glasses. So a very, very interesting pickup. All right, I'll rehash the one item I think is very cool. If I don't break it. Mickey. I'm gonna give you a tip. You can look at Mickey, you can tell Mickey's kind of older, but what you're looking for in Disney stuff is Walt Disney Productions. The newer stuff usually says Walt Disney Company. So Walt Disney Productions tells you it's a little older, and this also Japan, made in Japan, will tip you there. $75 to $100 is where I think this is going to be. Okay, very, very, very cool Mickey. All right. Now let me put this down so I don't drop it. Move Nebraska out of the way. Let's talk about a viewer comment. I got a viewer comment, and they want to know something. The question is from Toby Winter 1. I can't understand your interest in knife blocks due to them being heavy, and how do you ship them? Because you you can't kind of wrap his head around, or her, whoever this is, wrap their head around the why I buy them. I'm gonna scroll some knife blocks across the screen to kind of show you. Number one, it's a category that I think a lot of pickers just don't understand. They don't know. They might know Cutco. Now, Cutco is the knife block king as far as I'm concerned. You want to find the big one. I'm going to put it up here. The big one is anywhere from $2 to $2.79, $2.99 sometimes on that particular block. I have sold 3 of those blocks, and I haven't paid more than probably $7 or $8 for the block. That's it. The Goodwills, the Savers, they just have a policy, knife block, $7, $6, $5, whatever it is, that's what they're going to price it on. Not every one is one that you pick up, but you pick up that Cutco one. You pick up almost all Cutco ones except for the really small ones. I'm going to put another Cutco one up there. It shows you it sells for right around $80 to $90. So that's why. Now, don't be afraid to ship them. The shipping is probably anywhere from $20 to $32 max. Not even that, $20 to $29. That's my guess. They're easy to ship. You put a little bubble wrap around them. Just make sure some of the corners are protected. And I ship it FedEx. 95% it's FedEx. Unless it's local to me, it's going to go USPS. But I will give you a tip. Every time you come in with a tie with FedEx or USPS or UPS, you go FedEx. Why? The insurance. They pay. UPS, USPS, nightmare to get your money. FedEx, they don't even want to deal with it. Once you file a claim within 7 to 14 days, basically, you're going to have a check cut for you coming to you. So that's another reason why I use FedEx almost all the time on my large items. It's number one, they pay their claims, and they try, once they see that insurance on some of the bigger items, it's like, ooh, we better take care of this one. Like that amplifier I shipped for $1,495. I fully insured that. So you can bet that they're probably an alert. It has to be. This thing is insured. Be careful, right? Right. So that's why I look for knife blocks. I mean, they're an I don't know how to say it, underlooked category. And I think that throughout the country, generally speaking, you can find some of these, especially Cutco. It's a very well made, American made knife. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea. Some of the ones you saw up there, I love them. I wish I could find more of them, and I'd be selling more of them. But sometimes they're tough to find, and sometimes they just drop in your lap 2 or 3 at a time. All right, so that gives you an idea on knife blocks. Now, let's talk about what sold. We're going to have a couple of games on here. You're going to see both of these were in recent videos, and it shows you how fast they did sell. We're going to put the first one up. I did not know what to do with this stock market game. It was very difficult to figure out because I couldn't find one comp. Couldn't find a comp on eBay. Couldn't find a comp through Google. It was difficult. So I was going blind as to what to price it at. So I said, I'm going to price it high to me. So I priced it at $129.95 with, I think it was $23.95 shipping, and sold right away. Bam, sold. $129.95. I paid like $3-4 at Savers. So games, vintage games, not all of them again, but you just got to keep looking for them. This one sold for big money. All right, the next one is a game called Vast. It's a newer game. I believe there's a lot of games now that are on Kickstarter, those kind of things, and people are buying them and then they don't use them and then they put them back or they donate them. And these 3 were opened but brand new. So I was at a Goodwill. They had a ton of games. They had like I had like 20 in my cart, and it must have been one family. And I just started going through them, and I saw this Vast, and I saw 2, and I go, let me see. And I go, oh, it sells for good money. But if I can find a third one, it's even more money. So I went back through the bins because there were so many games, and I dug and I found the third game. So I found the third game. So now I had a lot of 3, and they sold for $199.95 and $27.95 shipping. Pretty darn good, right? Pretty good. So an amazing game that sold well. 2 games sold for $330, and I paid $5 and $5 for those Vast. So let's call it $20. I paid $20 for $330 worth of games. All right, next up, you saw this one on the flea market video. I made a mistake here on this particular one, but I still made money. It was a router, and I forgot about the collet. There's a little collet ring that goes around this router that allows it to rise up and down incrementally by 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, so forth. That particular router would have got me about 100, but without that ring, I was in a pinch. So I put it up for $79. It sold for $69 plus shipping, and the shipping was $19.95. But as you remember, I paid $50 for that whole wagon full of stuff. So right there, that took care of the wagon. All right. And next up, Sony VHS DVD player, not a double recorder where it records the CD side and the VHS side, just a normal one, but it was brand new. Box was a little beat up, but the unit is brand new. If you've seen my videos, watch Bearded Picker. He's been picking them up. He picks these things up. A lot of these guys pick these up. These are gold. And what's great about this one, it had all the original styrofoam packing, and it packs inside its own box, just a little bit more newspaper, and off you go. It's a quick and easy ship. And you make sure you put in your listing that it will ship in its own box. There are some resellers out there on eBay who will buy your product, reselling it, and they'll want it double boxed. And you tell them, if you want it double boxed, you must tell me you want it double boxed. Okay? If they don't, it's going to be shipping in its own box. Yeah. Oh, and by the way on that one, what was interesting, it had sold prior at $160. It's $160. The gentleman put a PO box, and you cannot ship FedEx to a PO box. And it hung the thing up. I just couldn't, I was froze up. I couldn't do anything. So I told him, look, I'm going to have to cancel it. And then you're going to come back in, give me the offer, and I'll accept the offer, and we'll go from there. He never did. One day it sold for $190, is it? I got to look again. $195. Sorry about that. $195. So I made $35 off of his mistake, basically. He didn't put the physical address on these bigger items. That's another thing. If you have a PO box and you're trying to get bigger items to yourself and it's coming FedEx, you're going to have a problem. All right, so you saw the books, you saw a bunch of other cool stuff that we got earlier in the video. A good day, good solid day. Tomorrow we do the same thing. We go after books, then we go after Savers, and then we go after Goodwill, and we keep the cycle going. We keep the routine. So for these next 3 days, I keep the routine. I'll keep showing you stuff, showing you what I get. Hopefully I can start shooting some video inside. It's that music thing that kills me. I'm afraid of that music thing, and it's tricky. So anyhow, hey, really do appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Hey, if you got a comment, by the way, if you got comments, put them down there. I'm going to be one of the guys that will help you out on every single thing. If you need help, you need an answer, I'm going to give you my best answer, all right? All right, thanks again. See you soon.